everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am Tafara and today I'm going to share with you 7 of my favorite plant-based Ital restaurants in Jamaica, also known as vegan. Some of these restaurants I found on my way to being plant-based, and some of them I found during the time that I'm fully plant-based. So I have a story to tell about all of these places. Number 1 on the list is Me Hungry. Well, it's actually called Me Hungry Wholesome Food, which is a play on words because it's patois. Instead of saying here is some food, we say wholesome food or hold that, or you know what I mean. So it's kind of a little bit of patois, but at the same time it's saying wholesome food, so it's wholesome. And that's one of the things I love about Me Hungry and Iwara, because they play with words a lot there, the English language that is, and make it funny so you laugh. So I discovered Me Hungry somewhere in 2013 I believe. It's one of my first experiences with raw food. So they don't cook anything there, they don't put fire to anything. Some people say that they do cook because they dehydrate some things, but that's not a conversation and an argument that I'm willing to have. I just know they don't put fire, mix it up in a pot and water and heat and steam and what. I know all of that doesn't go into it. So for me, it's raw. I remember just going there pretty often for lunch because it was always a welcoming space. The first thing I realized that it was a Farai space, a Rastafari space. It's owned by a Rastafari virgin and his wife, and the people who work there were Rastafari as well. So I found that attractive for one. And then it's a space, it was a very, at the time, because they've expanded now, but at the time it was a very small shop, very intimate. They had a table right beside the cashier with 4 chairs, so you would sit down on the chair. Customer come in and sit down right in front of you, and so you're having lunch with a perfect stranger, but before you know it, you become friends before they leave, you know. So I met quite a few people at Me Hungry while having lunch at Me Hungry, and a lot of artists pass through there too. So if you're a fan of reggae music, you will go crazy at Me Hungry because almost all of them eat there. One of my favorite things there is the pleaser. It's a pizza, but they call it a pleaser instead of a pizza because, you know, it's pleasing. It's a flat bread. It's not even a bread, like the base is a crust, but the crust is made out of nuts and some other dehydrated stuff. I don't know, I can't explain. I'm not a Me Hungry chef, so I can't tell you exactly what's in the base, but it's a crust. It's really crunchy, and then on top they put a layer of cheese, nut cheese, and then on top of that you get tomatoes, you get pineapple, you get some onions, and you get lettuce, but you can add toppings as well. So I always add avocado and mushrooms, but you can get plantain, you can get ackee, raw ackee. That is the first place that I had raw ackee, and I actually enjoyed the taste. You can add seaweed, you can add olives, and I think they have sun-dried tomato. I'm not sure what else you can add, but that's what I can remember now. I used to eat the Rawsome salad a lot, which was like a lettuce and tomato, like a very basic salad, but they would add some nut cheese and they added something else to it. I can't remember what, but I had that so much I got tired of it. So then I got introduced to their seaweed salad, which is like seaweed with mushrooms and cucumber. I can't remember those things, but it's a very, very tasty salad. They don't have it often enough. There's the burger. I'm not really a big fan of the burger because it fills me up very quickly, and so I can't finish it. It's a lot to eat. So if you're a big eater, if you like to eat heavy, I think the burger would be good for you, but I don't think it's for me. They have lots of juices. The base of the juice is coconut water. There's no spring water, it's just coconut water. It's the base of everything there. They have a passion juice, which they call passionate. They have guava. They have a ginger lion. You know, instead of saying ginger beer, they say ginger lion. Instead of sorrel, they say so real. So lots of fruit juices, lots of different, you have options. They also have some shakes. They have a shake called Hempress that's made from hemp seeds and guava. They have a flaxseed shake. They have a spirulina shake. They have a sesame seed shake. I think they have a pumpkin shake as well. I've never tried that one. My favorite thing, my very favorite thing at Me Hungry is the chocolate milk. I love the chocolate milk. I first started drinking the milk at Me Hungry. I was introduced to the earth milk, which is nut milk, but they add maca powder to it. The first time I knew about maca powder was through Me Hungry. I'd never heard of it before. So I love the earth milk, but then I was introduced to chocolate milk, and I love chocolate milk. I used to love milk as a child growing up. I enjoyed drinking milk. It was like comfort food for me. And then add chocolate to that. It's like the mix is out of this world to me. I tried the chocolate milk and I loved it. It's not milk. It's very comforting. It's very soothing. I don't know, there's something about their chocolate milk. It's really chocolatey. I mean, when they make it on a good day, the chocolate is right, the portion of chocolate is right, the nutmeg is right, the cinnamon is right. Everything is just sitting right in the chocolate milk. It's the best thing ever. If you like milk, if you like chocolate, this one is for you to try for sure. It's my favorite, and every time I go there I have to get a bottle. As long as it's available, I'm going to get a bottle of chocolate milk for sure. Now the price of Me Hungry, I think a half a pleaser now is about $550 or $600, somewhere around there, and then a juice is about $400, $450. I know the chocolate milk is $550. So I think the price is reasonable. You won't really spend over $1,000 or over $1,000 on any one thing in Me Hungry, unless you go for like a whole piece. I think the whole pizza is $1,200, somewhere around that price range. But if you're going to have lunch there, as I said, you'll never pay for one thing being like $1,000 there. So the price is reasonable. So yeah, that's my experience with Me Hungry. To say that it is one of my favorite restaurants, I mean, this is my top 7, so obviously it is one of my favorite restaurants. Number 2 is Chef in Don. I can't remember what year I went to Chef in Don, but I know who introduced me to Chef in Don. My friend Kim, her husband Dominic, introduced me to Chef in Don. He had always been telling me about it. And so I decided to go there one day, and then the day I went there I actually ran into him there. I actually run into him a few times at Chef in Don because it's one of his favorite spots. That was when they were off Hope Road at the time that I went there. I went there a couple of times because honestly it wasn't always convenient for me to go there for some reason. When they moved to Mannings Hill Road though, I started going there a lot more often. So on the menu, one of my favorite things is, I don't eat rice anymore, but I loved their fried rice. I love their fried rice. It's so good. And then they have black rice. They always do a stew, like a 3-bean stew. And they have a pastafari, which is a pasta. I never really had that much. I have had it a few times and it tastes good, but I'm not really into too much. I was trying to stay away from the flour, so I didn't have it that often. And they also had tofu. They used to do a barbecue tofu or a Hawaiian tofu, or a sweet and sour tofu. And I used to enjoy it. I loved it a lot. I don't eat tofu anymore, but it was really tasty, I'll tell you that much. Now my favorite things, 2 of my favorite things on the menu, I love their greatness salad. They never have enough of it. I love their green pressed plantain. And you might say, green pressed plantain, anybody can make green pressed plantain, but I don't know, there's something about the way that they do it there that is just really good. If you eat the green pressed plantain at Chef in Don, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I don't know what they do. I don't know if it's the way they flatten it. I don't know if it's the way they fry it. I don't know if it's the way they sprinkle the salt on it. I don't know. It just tastes good. I also love their pumpkin takari, which is like pumpkin stewed in coconut milk, and then I know they put some Indian spices in there. Not sure which one. I've tried to make it so many times. I don't get it exactly, but still similar enough. But I love their pumpkin takari. The taste is always, the taste at Sheffington is always up for sure. Now, in terms of pricing, they price by serving. So for each of those, it's a serving. So you can get a serving of stew, you can get a serving of takari, you can get a serving of green peas plantain, a serving of pastafari, and I think they're somewhere around $250 each or $300 each. It can be a little bit pricey to me. To me, it's a lunch spot. So for a lunch spot, I'm going to spend $750, and for the portions that they give you, the portions are really small, and I spent $750, and I really don't get that much, or it's not filling. It's not fulfilling. It's like I'm just playing with my taste buds. I think maybe their pricing style is very different. If you want to really enjoy the meal, you're gonna have to spend over $1,000, and I think for a lunch spot that's kind of expensive. And that's just the food. That don't include juice, that don't include a dessert. No, I don't really eat much there anymore except the green peas plantain and the pumpkin, which happen to be my favorite, and thankfully they don't have any gluten in it and there's no rice in it. Number 3 is Kushites vegetable cuisine. Now this is my top 7 vegan restaurants, plant-based restaurants. I have to say that this is one of my favorite restaurants for sure. My first memory, I think, of Kushites was when I did the 14-day vegan challenge with them. At the time when Kushites approached me about this, I really wanted to transition to eating more vegan, more plant-based. So I was really up for the challenge. I didn't know what I was in for though. And Kushites was an experience from the beginning. The first thing that attracted me to them was the name, Kushites. And so I'm getting Kemetic vibes immediately, so that's attractive. And then at the time they were on Phoenix Avenue, and the location, I don't know, the location was beautiful. They had these wooden seats, there was a lot of nature there, so it felt like you were in a little jungle while you were eating. Like the vibe there was really nice. And then I looked at the menu and I remember everything I ate. I took lots of pictures, but I remember everything. I remember having the jerk pizza burger, which I think is still on their menu. Their menu changes a lot, but I remember the things that I had at that time. I had the veggie balls with some fried rice type of vibe. That's really good as well. One thing about their menu is when I look at it, I see Africa. I don't know if it's the name, I don't know if it's a combination of the food, but it's just giving me African vibes, and I love it. The name of this dish was gado gado, and I think it was a stew of peanut, but I remember snow peas being in it. I remember white rice. It just tasted good, and it was different. There's something about Kush, his talent with food. He's a master at what he does. Just the way that he combines flavors and the way that he gives you a different taste with something, either from a herb or a fruit or a vegetable, a blend of something that's just different. And this might be a very simple dish, but I don't know, it was just good. I don't know if it's how Kush put it together, but it was a stew, okra and tomato, and then he did crush, I believe it was sweet potato, and then some plantains, some ripe plantains. It sounds really simple, but it was so good. They did a beet pizza. They need to put that back on the menu, because that beet pizza was everything. Jerk beet. It was a jerk beet pizza. I'm hungry now thinking about it. And then they did a aki ravioli. I don't even know if that was ever on the menu. I think that was just something they whipped up during the time, because I was having breakfast, lunch and dinner, and so they were giving me something different every day. And so I don't know if this ever made it to their menu, but it was so friggin' good. They did they did ackee ravioli. Of course, it's stuffed with ackee, and then on top they did this I think it was a sorrel sauce that they put on top of it. It was good. It was so good. What else did I have? Raw, they made a cucumber noodles, and then it was a cucumber and tomato salad, but they did a pesto cream on top. It was so yummy. I've tried to recreate that as well. Not very good, but not bad. They did a sushi for me also. They did a sushi, I can't remember what was in it, but it was good. And then I remember breakfast stuff that they did for me too. Kush made a pancake for me one morning, and then he drizzled some chocolate on it. I'm salivating. With some raspberry and blueberry and blackberry on top. It was so yummy. And I remember he did a mousse one morning for me to a chocolate mousse thing. Yummy. Then I remember he did a raw porridge. Kushi's a genius at what he does. That's just facts. He's a genius in the kitchen. I love that restaurant. I love everything about them. I love that they're a couple. I love that it's a black couple. I love that when you see their logo, you see everything that they represent. It's blackness, it's Africanness, it's not even just about the blackness and the Africanness. It's just a highness in what I see when I look at their brand, and when I see them, I just see highness. It's gourmet food, so it's gonna be gourmet prices. So the price is a little bit more than you would pay in most places. I think the burger is about $1,700. I hope I'm not wrong about this, but I think it's somewhere around there. And so anything else will probably be like $2,000 or $2,500. You can spend up to $3,500 for a meal at Kushites, but it's worth it. I think it's a good restaurant for like occasions, for like an anniversary dinner, or for a birthday dinner or something like that. When I go to a Chinese restaurant all the time, but spend a bag of money when I celebrate birthday, and I celebrate Christmas, or when I all kind of something when I celebrate. So why I can't go to spaces that are created by us, for us? Please go and give the money to Kushites vegetable cuisine. The end. Number 3 is Oluchi. And Oluchi I came across randomly. I was driving by and then I saw the Rasta colors, and I saw vegan or vegetarian. I saw something that grabbed my attention. I was like, hold on, wait, what? I need to stop. So I stopped and I tried the food, and immediately I thought to myself, well, this is different, because it's not your regular Ital stew that you get at a Rasta restaurant. It tastes different. It has a little bit of something to it. So immediately I was like, okay, this is okay, all right, I like it, I'll come back. So I went back, and every time I go back, I'm not disappointed. It's a great spot, and it has a lot of potential. I don't know if you call it street food, maybe. I guess because where it's located on Mannings Hill Road, it's street food. It's like a little shop on the sidewalk on Mannings Hill Road. When you pass Family Pride supermarket, it is just on the left hand side. Go check out Oluchi and give him the support. We want him to grow and we want him to expand. Number 5 is New Leaf. Now, New Leaf I discovered earlier on my journey, or in my transition. I was actually working a lot in the Ligani area as well, so it was convenient for me to go there, and the food was good. One of the first things that got me there was the doubles. I really like the way that they made the doubles there. They don't make it the same way anymore. I don't know if they changed chef or what, but it doesn't taste the same. When I just went there The way that they did the doubles with the cucumber, the tamarind sauce, and just the curry on the chickpeas, and it was good. It's all right now, but back then it was really good. I liked all of their patties, but my favorite one was the pumpkin and okra. I loved it, and it was a little bit spicier than all of the other ones, and I love pepper, so that one was my favorite one. And I also loved drinking their kombucha. I don't know if they made the kombucha or somebody else made it. I won't say I love kombucha, but I like it. I don't mind the taste. It's a little bit different, but I don't mind it. And I also love their carrot cake. Every time I go there, if I even go there for one bottle of kombucha, one bottle of water, I would always leave with a slice of the carrot cake. Number 6 is BBT Wellness. I love this restaurant. I love it. I love it for so many reasons, but I love it because I know the owner. Somebody that I met on Instagram actually, and so we just kind of bonded over having similar interests. She's into herbal healing. She's into plant-based food. It's always a positive conversation when we talk. It's always about self-work. It's always about growth. So I wasn't surprised when she launched her restaurant on Instagram. I was really happy to see it, and I really couldn't wait to go. One of the really cool things about this restaurant is that it's in Linstead. There aren't many plant-based restaurants outside of Kingston. There aren't even that many in Kingston. So going outside of Kingston, you really it's chancy trying to find a vegan restaurant or somewhere that has plant-based options. I went there with my mom, and we had the sip. It was a bean sip. I think it was 3 beans or 2, I'm not sure, but it was really good. And she said the day she didn't have any coconut milk, but I didn't miss the coconut milk. My mother said she missed it, but I guess she loved coconut. I love coconut milk too, but I don't have to have it in my food. And it was really tasty without it anyway, so I'm sure it would have been good with it as well. And then I had a fried rice with chickpeas and lentil. That was really good too. And then she topped it with some avocado and some, I believe they're sesame seeds. She had little leaves of parsley. It's a really nutritious plant, or I don't know if it's a herb, or it's like a vegetable, because you can eat it like you would eat lettuce or like you would eat spinach. It was very yummy. So if you're in Linstead, if you're going through Linstead, if you're going close to Linstead, please go and check out BBT Wellness. It is on King Street. It is not hard to find. It's right upstairs that supermarket. The price was good because I had a small box of lunch, which is like the coffin box. I hate calling it that, but the coffin box, and it was $7.50, and the sip was $3.50. I think that's reasonable, and it was a belly full enough. Like, I didn't feel like I wanted to eat more after I was done. And a bigger lunch would have been $1,000. So yeah, go down to Linstead, take the trip. It's an easy drive on the highway to get to Linstead. It's about what, 10-15 minutes. Number 7 is Ibo Spice Portal. Now this is my top 7, but I have to say this is one of my favorites. My friend was always telling me about Ibo Spice Portal. He was always telling me about this Ital restaurant downtown that I have to go to if I've ever been there, and I was like, no, I don't know this place, and he's like, we should go there one day. And so one day I was downtown, I was working on a mural project, and I told him to come down. And so he spent the day with me, and then we decided that we were going to go to Ibo Spice Portal after. Now, when we get on Orange Street, I'm just like, where are we going? So when we got there, it was just getting dark. So it wasn't exactly dark, night yet. And so I could see this zinc fence. I saw the zinc fence from outside. And then, so already I'm just like, where is this? So we're walking up these brick steps, but it's not really level, so I have to be watching where I'm stepping, but at the same time I want to see where it is that I'm going closer to the door, and then some frankincense hit me, and I'm like, where am I going? And then I get to the door and you step inside and it's like boom, you're in a different space. It's like Jamaica is out there and then suddenly you're in, it's like a portal. You get transported to somewhere else. So I'm looking at him and I'm looking around, I'm looking at everything because there's really a lot to take in. First of all, there are lots of pictures of Haile Selassie there. There are lots of quotes, there are lots of different things. There's some information on incense. There's the smell of the food. There are people there talking. There's this little girl here greeting me right in front of me, and it was a lot to take in at one time. So I had to sit down. So he asked me what I wanted to eat. So he told me that there was burgers and that I should try the burger. I was really open. So I didn't. He suggested something, so I was like open to try. So I think I got a breadfruit burger because I think the second time that I went, I had a polenta burger, and I remember the second time because I took a picture of it, and it was so good. I'd never had a vegetarian, vegan, plant-based Ital burger like that before. Just the fact that it was a breadfruit bread, they used breadfruit to make the bun. I'd never seen that before. And just all of the flavor that was coming up out of the burger, I was just like, wow, this is really, really good. And then he asked me if I wanted to try their green juice. Then the green juice came. I didn't really know what to expect, but I tasted it and I know it was sea moss. And I was looking at it, then I tasted it. Then I look at it, then I taste it. Then I kept sipping until the bottle was done. And I turned to him and I said, this is really good. Then discovered that there are 5 sea vegetables in that one juice. I was sold. From then, every time I went there, I had to get some sea punch. You see it? You see a green juice and you hear spirulina, you don't know what to think, but when you taste it, it tastes good. I remember the first time I had the food because I kept going there and having burger, and then one day I said, let me try the food. I couldn't stop eating it until it was finished, and I was like, wow, I've really been missing out on that. There was so much flavor in that plate, just everything. I think I had everything that day. I had chickpeas, I had the vegetables, and I had some stew. And he does it different every day, so it's just, I can't remember what it was that exact day, but I know it tasted so good. I scraped up everything. The thing about Ibo Spice Portal is they don't do rice and they don't do gluten, which I loved. The juices are sweetened by the fruits that are sweet only. The first night that I went there, there was a little girl there, and one of the Farah Bridgins, that worked there, he lived there and his daughter lived with him. She was like 4 or 5 at the time, and she was just on me the entire night. But she's such a brilliant little girl. Like for 5, some of the most profound things came out of that little girl's mouth. It was crazy. Ibo Spice Portal is more than just vegan food. It's an experience. And then the music, he plays midnight, and I remember turning to my friend one time and I said to him, does he play anything else? Does he only play Akai Beka here? And he said yes, that's all he plays. And I love midnight, so that was impressive to me. That was one thing that made me love the space even more, because there's nowhere that you go and you hear midnight playing. It doesn't happen. Ibo Spice is always playing it, so it's always a good vibe there. One other thing I love about Ibo Spice is the people that I always meet there. I'm always meeting like really interesting people, and we have really interesting conversations, the type of conversations that I want to have, the type of people that I want to have conversations with, because one, I walk away learning something, and I also walk away confirming a lot of things that I know within myself, you know, and then you hear someone else echo it. It's like, it's very affirming. So I love that. I love this space for that. I remember this was when me and Tiffany it was early in our friendship, and it was me, her Bridgin Layton, and Nakonayo, and I can't remember who else was there. But we had a conversation until 4 in the morning at Ibo Spice. That's how long we were there. I bet they wanted to run us out. They were like, these people don't know, so we want to sleep. Why don't know what them yard? But they were so accommodating. That's funny when I think about it. Anyway, it was a good conversation. And one other person I love talking to that was always at Ibo Spice is Sabakan. I love talking to him because I always learn a lot, and he's funny and he's a really good storyteller. So he always makes me laugh. But nothing beats having a conversation with Ibo himself, which is not easy to do because he's extremely mysterious. I remember one time saying to my friend, does he talk? Because you could hear everybody else talk. Everybody else there have an opinion, you know, but I'd never heard him talk. I was like, does he talk? I'm saying, yeah man, him talk, you know, him having moments when him talk, and you know, it's always very profound when him talk, and I'm like, damn, when is that gonna happen that I can hear it? Finally the day came when I heard him speak, and he's always very insightful and just interesting and just a very different perspective, and he's very spiritual as well, and there's something about him that really pulls you in, and even when he opens up to you and you get to experience him a little bit more, it's always something. I see it happen to everybody. His energy pulls you in and it's addictive. It's not just me, like everybody else experiences that with him. The price at Ibo Spice is very reasonable. The burger, I don't know where you can go and get a plant-based burger for $500. $500 for a really nice filling burger, healthy burger. $500. I think that's way underpriced. The food is also $600 and you get a lot for $600. The juices, I believe, are $400, and the sea moss drink, I think the sea moss is either $500 or $600. But the price is really reasonable. Like you get proper downtown price there. You can eat a lot for very reasonable at Ibo Spice. Those are my top 7 because I keep doing this and it's really this. So my top 7 plant-based Ital restaurants in Jamaica. I hope you enjoyed this video. So please don't forget to give it a thumbs up because that helps with the algorithm. Please tell me, share some of your favorite vegan restaurants in Jamaica. Also, please go on my website and check out, I have some really awesome products on there. Lots of really nice herbal products that's good for cleansing, good for healing, womb healing teas. I have lots of things on there, so please go on the link and check out all of the products that are on my website. So that's it guys, take care of yourself and we'll link up in the next video. All right, bye.